Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I am super excited to be here. Listen, I want to start off by asking one question. Who is mentioning your name when you're not in the room? I want you to think about that for a second. Who's mentioning your name when you're not in the room? When we think about the time is now. The time is now. When we look around, who do you see? Turn to your left, turn to your right. Hello, who do you see? People that look like us. The time is now. The time to get ready for opportunities. I want to think about a time early in my career when I was doing all of the work, all of the things they told us to do. Work late, stay overtime, work on Saturdays, sacrifice your friends and families. Now that I'm in business, it's the same thing that applies. If you put your head down, opportunities will come. That's not true. How many of you know if your name is not mentioned in rooms, then you're climbing alone? Nobody wants to be alone. Climbing alone is not good. When we think about the legacy of Lift as We Climb, what does that mean to you? I'm going to pause for 1 second. When we think about Lift as We Climb, what does that mean to you? When we think about lifting as we climb, why am I repeating this? Because the time is now. We can no longer afford to get in places and not look around and bring someone else along. Early in my career, again, I thought I was doing it all right. Getting the advanced degrees, staying late again and again. I know I said it before, I'm going to say it again because somebody is still in that vicious cycle thinking if they just put their head down, opportunity is going to come. But who has you? Who has your back? I heard someone say when I walked in earlier, they said, my brother got my back. Now, excuse the broken, he got my back. She got my back. Who has your back? Who's mentioning your name in rooms that you're not in? Come on, y'all, let's speak it up. Why am I passionate about this? I get sick and tired of us being on the sidelines, not knowing how to negotiate salaries, just taking what the offer says, not being able to ask for extra time off. When I sit across that table, when I see people that look like me, I slip a little slide of piece of paper over them and say, this is more. You can have more. I'm the Harriet Tubman of jobs, of HR. Because I didn't just get there. I'm bringing others along. This is my life work. This is my life story. I don't just talk about it. I live it every single day. And I want it to spread. I want it to be contagious to all of us in this room. How many of you are leaders in this room? Everybody should have their hand up. How many of you have influence? Everybody should have their hand up. Whether you are early in your career, whether you are mid-career, retired, who knows you? Who knows you? It is important to not just do the work, but what separates you from the person who's advancing. Their name is being mentioned in rooms that they haven't entered. It's someone who co-signed them. Who's co-signing you? We all need a co-signer when it comes to our career, an RFP, our next business opportunity. I know everybody in this room has a job or either retired and got opportunities like Bill, my friend Bill back there. Bill doesn't have to work a day in his life. You know why? Because he built his network, his community. When we talk about lifting as we climb, is that new to us? The time is now. In the last year, who have you lifted? When you were climbing your space, who did you bring along? What does your Rolodex look like? Because when we get there, it's not just about us. Let's talk about the Harriet Tubmans of the world. She sacrificed her life to free others when they didn't even want to be free. I hope everybody here today wants to be free. What does freedom look like for all of us? What does freedom look like for you personally? Pause on that for 1 second. What does freedom look like? What does opportunity look like? I'm going to go back from, again, early in career to retirees. You got a voice. You got a community. We need you to lift others. We need you to get back to do the work. You see the economic climate out here. It's going to take what? Relationships. It's going to take the Harriet Tubmans of the world to come back and say, I know a job opportunity for you. Now let me get you prepared. Don't tell me they're not ready. Get them ready. We got succession planning in this house. We talking about ready now, 3 to 5 years. No, let's get them ready now. The move starts now. I'm doing a call to action, say, who are you bringing with you? This can no longer be word of mouth. This needs to be action. What does it look like in action? We need visibility. We need access, and we need knowledge. What is visibility, you may ask? Okay, when you get to the room and somebody says, I know Rachael Boone. Oh, yeah, I need you to co-sign that name for me. I need you to say, yes, she can do this work. If she doesn't know how to work, how do we give her the knowledge? How do we teach her to do the work? How do we teach each other to get back to the basics, to do the work? The access. How many of you in positions that can hire someone? Raise your hand. When you look at your slate of candidates, are you reaching back to your networks and said, I know somebody that knows somebody? I'm not asking for a free pass. Did Harriet Tubman ask for a free pass? No. You got to do the work. But also, I need to know you're there. I need to know I can pick up the phone and call you. Because the time is now. The only thing we have to rely on is our community. Our legacy used to be, if one rise, we all rise together. What happened to us? Where is that disconnect? And how do we get back there, people? It's time to get in position. It's no more talking. It's about doing right now. The call to action is doing. I charge each of you today to think about the do. What are you going to do to bring someone else along? How many of you are willing to be the Harriet Tubman of your domain? I should see everybody hand raised, right? We should have, we should start having secret meetings now to start talking about who's in your talent, who's in your community, how can we get this person hired? You turn on the news, people are losing their jobs every single day. I go to LinkedIn, every single day someone's lost their job. When we get into these opportunities, when we get into these spaces, if you got hiring authority, this is a community center right here, ACE. Let's start having some conversation around resumes. How do we yield them up? How do we show them the way? Because it's not just to get there and stay there. It's to get there to bring other people along the way and push them to the top. That's my call to action to you today. Who are you bringing with you? Thank you.